We are at Lake Lucerne in Switzerland, Buochs airport, which is right next to the lake. Once we go around those hills up there, we'll be right over the lake. So pre-flight checks are done, everything's looking good. Let's run the engine up. We have full thrust and I can break off. Bit of crosswind on my 2.4, 60 knots, 70, 80, 90, 100, rotating carefully, and pretty nice climb away. Gear up and flaps up. Lovely. So we're going to turn right through that gap and you'll see the lake right there. Mike India Golf 1. So this is the town of Buochs underneath us. So we'll turn through here. Mike India Golf 1.
Buochs Tower MiG-007 frequency change.
Going quite slow at the moment. So I'll get up to about 250 knots. 200. So there's Lake Lucerne. And straight ahead of us is the town of Lucerne itself, which is certainly worth a look, but we're going to head up that way in this particular scenic flight plan. Accelerating through 230 knots, 250 coming up, back off on the throttle. Yep, 247, pretty close. So our first waypoint is actually just on this corner here. So we've done a nice curved turn out of Buochs over the lake. I mean, as usual, between here and the airport is a straight line on the map, but you can't fly that such tight corners, so we do nice curved corners. And all works out pretty well. So the idea here is we want to get a lot of lake viewing in. Look at that. That is magical. Utterly magical. Yes, a lot of lake viewing, so this would be a good flight for an amphibious aircraft, I reckon. Okay, so now there's another lake just over this rise. And if we just keep to the left of that hill in front of us, we'll be on track. Now you can see two, you can't see two, but you can see the tall buildings catching the most light in the distance. That's what we're aiming for. Yep. So I'm actually not even looking at the map. I'll pull it up just to see how it looks. It should come up. There it is. It's taking its time. Let's zoom out a bit. And there you go, you see the whole flight plan. But I'll turn that off because it's rather distracting, we don't really need it. So with most of these flights you probably fly them once using the map, and then the idea is you can fly them over and over and over again just by memory, because I've picked landmarks which are hopefully easy to see and just make sense basically. So here are the two buildings you can see on the edge of the water, and beyond them are a couple of hills. We want to go just to the left of those hills and then turn right. Yeah, getting a bit fast, I'll just back off a bit, quite fast actually. Yeah, those buildings there, well this one and that one, they look like they're adjacent from a distance. Okay, so just to the left of these hills, and if we do a nice curved right turn around them, we'll pass waypoint 2. There we go, 2 hills here, and this is kind of an outpost or a park on this, or a lookout on this bluff. That's where this waypoint is, right there in the middle of that circle. Okie doke. Now we head down to that hill you can see right in the centre of my view now. And we'll be turning in just past that and flying over a man-made lake into a valley. Lakes everywhere around here. I'm also flying quite low level. Usually on the first circuit I fly about 1500 feet, makes it much easier to see the landmarks. So let's climb a bit, get out for the windmill on the left. Yeah, so we're turning in there basically. And that will be waypoint 3. It is at a bend in the road, you don't really need to spot it, but it's still coming up, doesn't really matter. We're following the road around the corner, but just FYI, the waypoint is right there, the group of buildings just on that bend. Okay, now aim down the lake to the where that hill hits the water on the left, just aim straight for that and we'll be good. So quite logical landmarks that we're aiming for. So the idea of these flight plans is not to challenge your navigation skills, but actually just to give you very simple guideposts so you can spend most of your time enjoying the scenery and kind of know where you are and how to get back to the airport. Okay, so we're heading down the lake, right down the length of the lake. So we're going to veer left a bit on the long axis, and we're going to enter the valley directly ahead. There's valleys everywhere around here and spectacular mountain peaks. Flew around here for hours and hours before I picked this route. Certainly wasn't the first one I picked. Here we go up the valley. Up the valley. We're going to climb. So there's another waypoint coming up here because it is a corner. Now we're heading up to about 2200 metres, I think, to that bumpy kind of peak on the right. Slow up a bit so we can get a bit of a look at it as we go past. Beautiful lighting. Here we go. Very much a knife edge ridge. Awesome, look at that. And now the stomach drops as we back right off on the throttle and dive down into this valley. Have a bit of fun while we're here. It's all about fun. Now we just follow this valley back to the airport. It's that simple. So we flew up a lake, down to another lake, up a valley, and over a ridge, up this valley. That's it. So easy. Now I'm going to speed up to those spectacular ridge lines all around us. Let's concentrate a bit. We're in the shadow now. It's a bit dark. Pretty cold. 13 degrees it says. I've set on about 350 knots. Watch out for the power lines. There's a few small twists and turns, but not all valleys are created equal. But this is just about perfect in my opinion, because it's very clear where the valley is. It's wide enough to play around a bit, and it's got interesting features to look at in front of you and up to the side. So here's one of those turns I was talking about. Bit of a right and a left. There's another waypoint right here actually, just opposite this quarry. Can we see it? Yep, there's a quarry there. And we hit the edge of Lake Lucerne, straight ahead, believe it or not, straight ahead back to the airport, and that's it. So easy. So easy. So they're pretty much 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Those big hills, the airport should be just in to the left, so let's talk to them. Mike India Golf 3.
Buochs Tower MiG-007 6 miles east, 2,000 feet to land.
And there's Lake Lucerne over there. Straight in, runway 24. I will do a little circuit just so we can have a bit of a look around.
Lake 007, did you hear my last transmission?
Mike India Golf 1.
Cleared to land runway 24 MiG-007.
So flying upwind now. Just look at that scenery. And the atmospheric perspective is just spot on. Gorgeous. It's turned a crosswind. Downwind. Got to watch the land rises a bit on this side of the airport. Have to watch that at night time. Yeah, I think I'll fly out to about that corner before I turn back to final. Just give myself a bit more lateral separation, I think. Yep, slowing up nicely. Let's get the gear down, Flaps 1. Flaps 4. Watch the speed here. Adding power. Okay. Rolling in for final. We've got 3 greens. Gears down, flaps down. Fuel is good. Okay. Speed 134. So we want about 110 at threshold, landing between 90 and 100. Speed's 113, so a bit more power. 110, more power. And we've got 2 reds, so we're a bit low. Speed 109, 110, that's good. Still low. But we'll stay here now. There we are, sinking not too fast, speed's still 110, about 4 degrees angle of attack. Speed dropping slowly, 107, 106. It's not a very long runway, so let's let it settle down, I think. And flare. Stall warning just before we touch down a little bit hard. Wheel brakes on, throttle back.
Lake 007, turn into taxiway.
And we can turn off here.
Lake 007, contact ground on 119.625.
Oops, and we drive onto the grass, which is always a great way to enter flight. Just looking for the parking.
Lake 007, did you copy?
Mike India Golf 1.
Going to 119.625 MiG-007.
So there we go. The lovely Lake Lucerne. And as I mentioned in the title, it's where Mary Shelley created Frankenstein, can you believe? So, I look forward to many more circuits around Lucerne. I hope you enjoy it too.